Hey, Kristian Svitak here. We're in my backyard working on my mini ramp, and these are my top 7 favorite YouTube videos. The video for Methodist Coloring Book by the Dead Milkmen. The Dead Milkmen are the greatest thing that ever happened to rock and roll, and they just make me laugh every time I listen to them because they're just super sarcastic and make fun of everybody and everything, and themselves included. Sinead O'Connor's performance in the early 90s on Saturday Night Live. It was where she ripped up the picture of the Pope at the end, way ahead of her time. She covered a Bob Marley song and changed some of the lyrics to fit child abuse, and she was making the statement of the Pope, you know, covering up all those guys from the church that were abusing kids at the time.
Fight the real enemy.
Another Sinead O'Connor video. This was after the Saturday Night Live appearance. She was brought out on stage by Chris Christopherson. It was a big Bob Dylan tribute. She was going to cover a Bob Dylan song. When she walked out on stage, half the crowd was cheering her, and half the crowd was booing her because of her ripping up the Pope, obviously. And I guess people were mad. And she just is this tiny little woman and just stood there, and the band started to play the Bob Dylan song, and she just told them to cut it, and she went right into playing the Bob Marley War song again, just like she did on Saturday Night Live, to like this total, like, you know, jeering crowd. I just thought that was like one of the more courageous moments in rock and roll. It was super, super tough on her behalf.
Okay, turn this up. Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is
Morbid Angel. The song is Chapel of Ghouls. Again, like late 80s. I just love that time era of what was going on in underground metal, like death metal, grindcore, whatever you want to call it, and punk rock. And I love the way the song is recorded live. Usually those bands don't come across, their recordings live don't come across very well, and I really like it. It sounds cool, and I like all the camera angles on them, whatever. A clip from a documentary called American Hardcore. This clip is just basically is all focused on the Bad Brains. They interview the Bad Brains. There's a bunch of live clips of the Bad Brains from the late 70s and early 80s, and there's some Minor Threat in there as well, and you know, some other good bands from back then. I love the Bad Brains, so. We have one of my favorite bands, an Ohio band, The Breeders, covering another Ohio band song, the band Guided by Voices, and the song was Shocker in Gloomtown. I really liked this song. I really liked The Breeders covering it. The video was shot in Kim's garage, and during the video, there's the guys that are hanging outside the garage the whole time is actually the band Guided by Voices, and I thought that was kind of clever. Whatever. I like the song, like the band. Henry Rollins, he was the old lead singer of a band called SOA and Black Flag, and it's basically him speaking to young America, basically trying to give kids motivation with whatever they want to do in their life, and just how many about roadblocks that may come their way from their peers around them. And whatever, I mean, like or not like the guy, I just think it's cool that, you know, someone took the time to speak clearly and with sincerity to young people. And I like kids, and I just thought it was really cool.
That happens all the time. Some of the greatest Americans, some of the greatest thinkers, artists, architects, politicians, and other movers, shakers, and creators all over the world have come from very meager beginnings, like my favorite American, Abraham Lincoln. And so just because you come from nothing, you must not let that be something that holds you back.